What's up everyone, my name is Wildcat and welcome to this retro Madden rebuild in Madden 2012. You might be asking why am I doing Madden 12 and not one of the GOATs like Madden 04 or Madden 07. It's just because I find these late era PS2 Madden games really interesting, and also there are still a couple players in this game that are around today or recently retired, and so I think that's really interesting to get to use those guys in a franchise as well. This is going to also be a semi-realistic rebuild. I'm going to try to not cheese the computer with trades or anything like that. And this is going to be completely simulation. I want to do a separate franchise where I actually play all the games. Probably won't be in Madden 12, will probably be in an earlier PS2 Madden. For this franchise, we are actually going to use the Arizona Cardinals. The reason I want to use the Arizona Cardinals is because their roster is putrid. So taking a look at the Cardinals roster here, going by position, we have no quarterback at all. The quarterback room is horrible with John Skelton, Derek Anderson, Max Hall. Quarterback room is going to need to be completely revamped. Running back, also not really great. We got a lot of young guys, including Ryan Williams, who I don't even think played a snap for the Cardinals in real life. So, you know, there's youth there, but they're really not that great. After that, we've got, of course, Larry Fitzgerald, Larry Legend. He's going to be a Cardinal for this entire series if I can help it. I am planning on doing a lot of years in this rebuild. I don't know how many, hopefully until we can win a Super Bowl, but we'll kind of see how far it goes. But Larry Fitzgerald, I mean, you all know him. We're going to give him a contract extension later on, I'm sure, just to get him locked up for a really long time. We've also got a couple other okay wide receivers. Steve Breston's not bad. Otherwise, not great, kind of all in the 70s here, but also a relatively young wide receiver room. Moving on to the tight end room, it's not great. We don't really have much here. We do have a rookie who's fast. I don't even know who Rob Hausler is, to be honest with you, but his stats don't look bad, so he might be a tight end of the future. We'll see as we go on. Left tackle, not great. Left guard, not great. Center, not great. Right guard, still not great, and right tackle, not good. So our offensive line is horrible. So that's another thing we have to rebuild. At left end, we do have Calais Campbell, so that's great. We won't have to worry about left end for the foreseeable future. He's going to get a contract extension as well. Darnell Dockett, amazing. So our defensive line, at least the edges, are pretty good. I need to check if we run a 3-4 or a 4-3. I assume it's a 4-3, or no, it might be a 3-4 because since our defensive tackles are not that good. Otherwise, so D tackle not great and aging as well. I guess Dan Williams is young. Our outside linebackers, not great. This must be after Carlos Dansby left. So not great. We've got old Joey Porter still on the team, but otherwise, I mean, Daryl Washington might be something, but linebackers not great. Cornerback, we should be good. We've got our two cornerstones of the cornerback room. Patrick Peterson, 6 years on his deal. He's a rookie and he's already 89 overall. I can kind of tell that the ratings in this game are probably a little crazy. I can't believe he's an 89 overall rookie. I wonder what some of the other rookies are rated, but obviously our cornerback room is going to be just fine with DRC and Patrick Peterson, and look at that speed. It's amazing. After that, we've got Kerry Rhodes at free safety. Should be good there for the foreseeable future, although it looks like a pretty big contract there. And then at strong safety, we have Adrian Wilson. Getting up there in age, but he will be good for at least a couple more years, I assume. Kicker Jay Feely, Hunter Ben Graham will reevaluate with their contracts as well. But that's a look at the roster, so things are not great in Arizona, aside from your wide receivers, your cornerbacks, and maybe some of your linemen, or definitely some linemen, but that's it. So we have a lot of work to do here. I guess I can check the free agency. I don't really want to do too many moves right off the bat in free agency. Not that I really think there's going to be anyone there. I mean, we've got a bunch of old running backs here, even though Fred Taylor, one of my favorite players of all time. We're not going to go ahead and take them. We're going to try to stay somewhat realistic. Like, I don't want really old TO either, even though TO is great and his rating is still really high. So I'm really not going to touch anything in free agency yet. I'll kind of go through and look through everyone, but I think what I want to do is not really make too many moves this first season, just kind of let things play out. I'll do some contract extensions. I'm not sure I'll look too much into trading in this first season either, at least until we get to the off season probably. We do have training camp here. I am just going to go ahead and simulate training camp since I'm not playing any of the games. As far as I know, the computer doesn't get training camp boosts, so that also keeps it pretty even by skipping the boosts as well. So there wasn't really anything too interesting to look at in the preseason stats since we don't really have any position battles going on. We did have a couple injuries though. Unfortunately, our starting right tackle Brian Keith is going to be out for a few weeks headed into the regular season. And then we also lost our backup left outside linebacker for 5 weeks. Not really huge losses there. I mean, this is completely a tank year anyway, so it's not really a huge deal there. I did want to check out our coaching philosophy though. So we do run a 4-3. We're more pass heavy than run heavy. I mean, I guess I don't really know if it's worth messing with all this. I mean, we're gonna suck. That's how it's gonna be now. So I think we just kind of let the season go. I do want to go ahead though and get some re-signings done before we even get into the regular season, just to kind of get those out of the way so we know exactly what money we're messing with. So Larry Fitzgerald here, 27 years old. I'm going to go ahead and give him probably a 6-year deal. I don't know when wide receivers regress in this game yet. I guess we'll see as we go along, but you know, I'm going to keep Larry here regardless. 6 years might be a bit much, but that would save us. Well, let's go with 5 years instead. I think that'll be about the time he's really regressing and we can get a cheaper contract there. And I assume, yeah, he's going to accept that. So we've got Larry locked down for a long time. I wanted to see, I know there was someone else that I definitely wanted to keep around. Yeah, Calais Campbell here. We'll keep him for probably another 5 years as well. I think that's fine. He's going to be here for a long time. I'm going to go ahead and sim to about week 5 so we can look at our stats and maybe evaluate if we want to make any trades. So we just wrapped up week 5 and unsurprisingly, we are 0-5. That is, with this kind of roster, exactly what I expected this team to be at. I want to look at some stats though and see how we're doing. So it looks like Derek Anderson ended up being the starter. I didn't change it. I thought it was going to be Skelton, but regardless, 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Beanie Wells has been our starting running back. Larry Fitzgerald has a few runs. It seems like Wells is the only running back that has run the ball. I wonder why we're not using any backups at all. It's very interesting there. Larry Fitzgerald, 2 touchdowns. Breston with a touchdown. Nothing too surprising there. Defensively, you know, we've got some sacks going around. Patrick Peterson also is not our kick returner, which I do want to change that on the depth chart, because he was a great kick returner, you know, his early on in his career. And so I definitely want to adjust that. And then we will go ahead and at this point simulate to the end of the season. I don't really think there's any trades I want to make or anything like that. I think we just need to get to the off season. So at the end of the season, in typical Cardinals fashion, we can't even tank correctly. We were 0-5 at the bye week, and then we ended up getting a win, 3 more losses, and then we won 2 games, lost a game, won 3 games, and then lost our final game of the season, and we end with a 6-10 record. Let's check the standings and see where that's going to get us in the draft. But 6-10, that puts us as the second worst team in the NFC. And then, so we're 6-10, obviously the 49ers 3-13. And so that puts us at, we're going to have like the 6th or 7th pick in the draft. It depends on where it shakes out with these guys as well. Not terrible, but also not what I was looking for. I wanted the #1 pick to hopefully get a franchise quarterback or something like that. So I put in John Skelton halfway through the season, of course, and he ended up with 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Tried to start Ryan Williams. Maybe he got hurt. He didn't even end up with a touchdown. Wow, this might be the worst. How is this even possible that you only have receiving numbers? Not great either. The sacks, I mean, not terrible for Madden numbers. Our sacks, not bad. Joey Porter, Darnell Dockett got to the Pro Bowl. DRC got to the Pro Bowl. Patrick Peterson, oh, I thought he was Pro Bowl, he's just rookie, but 3 interceptions. So obviously a very bad season, but of course we didn't end up doing terrible. I wanted to see, I thought I maybe saw a rankings. Yeah, here we go. So we were 28th in total yards. We had the worst offense in the league, 100% worst rushing offense in the league for sure. Yeah, someone had, I don't even, how can you have 2 rushing touchdowns on the year? Someone had less than us somehow. Someone must have only had 1. I really want to go see who had 1 rushing touchdown. Was the 49ers? Oh, it was the Patriots. Okay. Let me see. I want to look at defense as well. 25th in defense. Our, pass defense not bad. And we have the worst rush defense in the league. Good. Our interceptions, we had 24 interceptions. It's crazy. And a lot of sacks as well. So the defense is, kind of, maybe, sort of close. We've got a lot of work to do. We're going to take a look at who wins the Super Bowl. And then, we got to get to work on fixing this team. And I don't really know how that's going to happen. In the conference championship, we've got the Bengals against the Broncos and then the Bears against the Eagles. Let's see who is going to be moving on to the Super Bowl. Looks like it's going to be the Broncos and Eagles. AFC versus NFC. Also, before I simulate this game, I do want to take a look at the award winners. I almost forgot about that. I assume it'll be under, league news. And so the MVP, Michael Vick on the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, Mike Vick. Of course, Offensive Player of the Year as well. Defensive Player of the Year, Cameron Wake. I saw when I was simulating that he broke the sack record in a single season. So congrats to him. They also have Carlos Dansby in second. Wish we still had Carlos Dansby on the team. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Cam Newton. Makes sense. Colin Kaepernick, #2. All right. And then our tight end, Rob Hausler, is actually up here in top 5. I need to go back and look at his stats. That's very interesting. Actually, I think I can just look at them right through here. Yep. I guess for a wide receiver or a tight end, that's not bad. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Von Miller. No surprise there. There's young JJ Watt down there at the bottom. Best quarterback, of course, Mike Vick. Best running back, Steven Jackson. All right. Deshaun Jackson wins best wide receiver. The Eagles were obviously a great team. And we're not going to see a Cardinal anywhere on any of these. Maybe defensive back in the NFC? No, not even that. Not even best kicker. Definitely not best coach. So let's go ahead and see who is going to win the Super Bowl in year 1. Will it be the Broncos or the Eagles? My money's on the Eagles. They won every award. And yes, it is going to be the Eagles. So congrats to Mike Vick and Andy Reid for getting their ring. Taking a look at our finances for this season, we made $41 million in net income. I don't know how. I guess we're not really paying for a ton of things. I didn't do any stadium upgrades or advertising or any of that throughout the season. We're going to go ahead and take a look at our coaching staff first. I would like to release Ken Whisenhunt. It's going to cost us $2.5 million. He's a decent coach on paper, but I just don't think he's the guy anymore, and they probably moved on from him at this point in real life anyway. We're going to go ahead and let him go. We do need to look at our coaches, and try to find a head coach, which we can bring in Bruce Arians, which is what the Cardinals ended up doing in real life at about this time. All right, so we are going to go ahead and make an offer to Bruce Arians. I'm going to put my feelings about him to the side as a Cardinals fan. It just makes too much sense. He's an offensive guru, which is what we need for this team. We need to build up that offense. He has good stats otherwise, and it's a done deal. For 3 years, we have Bruce Arians as our head coach. Now I got to go work on the coordinator positions. For our offensive coordinator position, I'm going to try to wrestle Gary Kubiak away from the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to give him a little bit extra money and see if he likes that. And yes, Gary Kubiak is going to be our offensive coordinator. For our defensive coordinator position, we are going to go with T. Lewis. I don't know who this is or if it's a real person, but he's got good stats in the defensive line, which is, we were the worst rushing team last season, so I think that should help us out as well. Now just a special teams coordinator, and then we are moving on to the rest of the offseason. And to wrap things up, our special coordinator will be C. Beasley. Don't know who this is, but that is our coaching staff now all figured out. All right, now moving into the actual off-season schedule, we have some retirements here. Fullbacks, kickers. Brian Dawkins is going to hang him up. Hines Ward as a Pro Bowler is going to retire. James Ferrier, London Fletcher. T.O., who ended up on the Broncos for the Super Bowl, couldn't get that Super Bowl ring. Donald Driver is hanging him up. Mike Peterson, Antoine Winfield, Rondé Barber. Ton of big names. Jason Taylor as well. Ricky Williams. And Mike Vrabel I just saw there. Kerry Collins calling in a career. John Kitna. Jake Delhomme. Mark Brunell. Let's go ahead and take a look at if we had any retirements here. So we have tight end Mike Leach is hanging him up. Clark Higgins and Brian Robinson. So no major retirements for us. So next we have roster management. I'm pretty sure this is just the cuts that you can make to your team. I don't really know what the point is in going and cutting someone that has 0 years left on their deal anyway. I don't think I'm going to actually make any cuts. Adrian Wilson still is pretty good at his age. Joey Porter was just a Pro Bowler, so I guess I won't let him go, even though he's making quite a bit. But otherwise, I don't really see the need to let anyone go. So now we're moving into the re-signing players, and I don't know if there's going to be a ton of guys that I really want to re-sign, to be honest with you. I might re-sign a couple guys just to have maybe some backups, but I mean, maybe, Jay Feely I could re-sign. How expensive is he? I mean, I think we can even look at kicker and punter in free agency. Gerald Hayes, 4 sacks, an interception, 90 tackles. I mean, not bad. 69 speed though, like, yikes, that seems extremely slow. So I might just let a lot of these guys walk. Maybe a fine stopgap player, not too expensive. Anyone else back? Steve Breston, I probably should bring him back at least for a short term if he wants to come back for 2 years. I think Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, now that he only has 1 year on his deal, maybe we can give him an extension this offseason. 3 years. I actually want to go ahead and give him a 5-year. Since he's so young, we can keep him locked up for a really long time. And I think everyone else is just going to be a 1 year. So we're going to let all the rest of these guys walk. We'll go ahead and release them and move on to the next off-season schedule item. Now we're moving into one of the most exciting parts of the off-season, the free agent signings. And I see a lot of 99 overalls. We might need to start this by position. And first, Mike Vick is a free agent after he just won the Super Bowl. Something I do know about Madden 12 is that the computer does not like re-signing players. For whatever reason, it doesn't like it. So we're going to probably see Mike Vick on a new team. Aaron Rodgers is probably going to be on a new team as well. Peyton Manning, Drew Brees. I mean, look at all these quarterbacks that are available. Of course, in real life, the Arizona Cardinals went with Carson Palmer at this point to try to fix their quarterback room. But another intriguing guy is Peyton Manning. I think this is around the time that he actually did end up leaving the Colts. I think he had met with the Arizona Cardinals as well, but he didn't end up signing here. Of course, he ended up going to the Broncos. So I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work out, but I do think I want Peyton Manning to be my #1 target. His interest is not great. We probably are going to have to bump up this money a lot. He is 35. I mean, he's going to probably regress. I don't think it's going to be like real life where he has his best, season ever at a really old age. So this might not be the best idea, but I think it could be fun because he is the guy that the Cardinals wanted. I guess I'm going to submit this offer and just kind of see what happens. As I've been going through the players here, the free agency did automatically move on, and so Peyton Manning is looking at joining Washington over us. They're paying him $20.9 million plus 5.91, so we've got him beat on the salary. It probably is just his player interest is not great. And so I'm going to bump up his salary, though. We're going to pay him some more money. See if we can't get Peyton Manning to come down to the desert. This is a very slow process to get the money up in the contracts. All right, so for our counter offer for Peyton Manning, we are bumping up the total salary to $25 million with a $7.5 million signing bonus, and that will put us above Washington. Otherwise, it looks like we're all good so far to sign everyone else that we are targeting so far. All right, as I was going through free agency, the next week updated and we have officially signed Peyton Manning to be our quarterback. No Broncos for Peyton Manning. He's going to the Cardinals, and hopefully he can do the same thing for the Cardinals that he did for the Broncos and bring a Super Bowl home. We also got Copen here, a center. We got Marshall, a cornerback. Matt Prater to be our kicker. And we are going to continue on through free agency and see what else we can grab. Another day in free agency has gone by, and we get to sign a right guard, Joseph, a right outside linebacker in Anderson, and then this right tackle is still considering our offer. For a little recap on the quarterbacks, Mike Vick is looking to go to the Broncos. Aaron Rodgers is headed back to the Packers. We of course got Peyton Manning. Drew Brees is looking to go to the Giants. Tony Romo is moving to the other Texas team, it seems. Manning is going to go to Washington after we stole away Peyton Manning. And that's all we got on the quarterback side so far. All right, we are essentially at the end of free agency now. And to recap our free agency, we got our big splash, Peyton Manning, to be our quarterback for the next 3 years. We got our future kicker for a while, our future center for the next 3 years. We missed out on this right tackle. The Jets got him. We got our left tackle in McNeil, Joseph to be our right guard, Manny Lawson as our left outside linebacker. McKenzie is going to be our right tackle. He was older than the other guy we were originally going after, but pretty much just as good. I signed Tulloch at middle linebacker, Anderson at right outside linebacker, even though I said I wasn't going to sign one because Joey Porter had just got into the Pro Bowl, but he's getting up there in age. You got a backup cornerback, another middle linebacker that I kind of accidentally signed, but it's okay. A backup defensive tackle, another wide receiver, a tight end who's going to back up our rookie Hausler, but we'll kind of see how things go between them. and then a backup left end in Crowder. And then that's all we're gonna that's all we're gonna do in free agency. We are going to move into the draft next. I still have, I think, 32,000 in cap, or 32 million in cap. I didn't want to go overboard with signing free agents. I did mean to recap the signings where everyone went, especially the quarterbacks, but we can take a look at that maybe in the next free agent signing period. I can go through and see where all of the different quarterbacks went that we saw in the beginning. So for the draft, you do get to play the college all-star game. You get to do rookie workouts, which is essentially how you scout, and then you get into the NFL draft. I am going to go ahead and skip the college all-star game. I am going to do the rookie workouts though, because I think that's really the only way to scout in this game. And my big target is I would like to have a star running back. And unfortunately, it looks like our highest is top 10. I'm not even sure where we pick in the draft. I wonder if there's a way to see that. NFL draft info. So we have the 5th pick in the draft, which is not bad. We probably could end up getting this running back. I need to do workouts with him though and see if he's any good. All right, so Morris is the man of the hour here. I did not look at the controls and see how you sprint in this. Oh, hold down X, okay. I will say, just immediately using Morris, he seems a little slow. Not that I'll be actually playing the games and that it will really matter in this series, but he seems a little bit slow, and I also don't know the controls for this game super well, so I might not get gold, unfortunately. There we go, Morris. Is that going to get us silver at least? All right. I can live with silver. I don't know what draft info that's going to get us, though. So taking a look at the rookie Morris, he's a balanced running back, 4.3 combine time, and his run power is amazing, so that's good. I didn't get gold, so I can't see his scouting report. I think I can attempt again. And I might, oh, I could see the 40 time. But I think I want to also try scouting Stone. He's a little bit faster, running a 4.28. I don't know if it's because of Stone's speed or what, but it seems like the defenders forgot how to do this drill. This is way easier than when I did it with Morris. I don't know why they're all over-committing on the run this time. I will also say though that using Stone is night and day over Morris. If I was drafting to play the games, I would 100% choose Stone over Morris, because Stone is fun to use. Morris was not. I think I'm gonna have to jump back in with Morris and try to get a better score and figure out what exactly was going on there. Stone's scouting report is that he's a first-round talent and he could be a steal in the 2nd round if he falls that far. He does have fumbling issues and injuries are a little concern, but he was fun to use. I'm definitely looking at maybe taking him. I'm going to try with Morris again to see if I can get his full scouting report. It's interesting. I don't know if it's because Morris is a different kind of running back, but it's like he has different drills than Stone had. Although now for some reason I can very easily activate Morris's highlight stick compared to the first time anyway. So hopefully I can pick up gold here. I assume I need 1500 to get gold. Morris. All right, well, got gold with him. Still not as fun to use though as Stone, not even close, but we'll get to see his full scouting report. Morris's scouting report is that he's an elite back that can become a weapon right away, has fumbling issues as well, adequate stamina, and injuries are a slight concern as well. So not too different from Stone there. Stone's actually a couple years older though, which is interesting. Now that I've got those two out of the way, I don't think I really want to try Norris running a 4-4. I could look at Waters here running a 4-3 in the second round. I might need to pick a running back in the second round, I'm not sure. I'll go ahead and try him too, since running back is our big area of concern in this draft. Now, Waters is getting a similar kind of feel to Stone, where I don't know if these guys are dumb or what, but they're trying way less hard than they were on Morris in the first drill. Like, I can just run around these guys with Morris. I could not. I don't know if that's because he's slow or if because the AI is just terrible against these speed backs. I don't really understand it. Checking out Waters' scouting report, he's pretty similar to Stone, except he doesn't have fumbling issues, and durability is a major concern, which I do not like the sound of that, especially because he's a really big guy, 6'2", 239 compared to the other two, so that kind of sucks. I don't want to really take him if he's going to be injured, but we'll see what ends up happening. Now I got to try to find some other guys to scout, and then we will move on to the draft itself. All right, scouting didn't go great, but we're moving into the draft where hopefully we can pick our running back of the future. Looks like the Colts are trading up to pick number 1 with the 49ers, and the Niners just got completely fleeced, which is okay with us as we're the Cardinals. Morris is still there. I mean, he did have the best report out of all the running backs. He wasn't my favorite. Stone was my favorite. I do kind of want to entertain the idea of possibly trading back in the draft. I'm not even sure if in this game if you can get like future draft picks, for example. Let's see. No, it's just picks in this draft, so I don't really know if trading back is really that great. I guess I could get like a first, like maybe if the Jaguars would do that for number 1. So, yeah, they're not even interested, so I don't think there's too much crazy trading that can go on here. I think I probably just need to figure out which running back I want to grab. I mean, I feel like for simulation, Morris is probably the pick. Just based on what they say, I won't be playing the game, so I'm going to go pick him, and it seems like the crowd liked that pick. I do want to try to find Stone later, though, and see where he goes and see if I can keep up with him. All right, now here's my... Oh, so Stone is gone, so I'll have to try to find Stone. The draft recap didn't tell me... I mean, it tells me... Let me see if I can find Stone real quick, just curious. I don't think it tells you their stats yet. Here we go. Maybe I can find Stone easily here. Stone went at 15 to who else but the 49ers. Wow. All right. Interesting that this quarterback Clayton is still available. We're not really in the market for a quarterback. He's projected top 5 though. I wonder if we grab a guy to learn behind Peyton Manning and maybe step in when Peyton Manning is done for. Otherwise, I really need a guard. I'm kind of, I don't know, we just paid Peyton Manning all that money, I know, but a top 5 quarterback still available in the second round. His scouting report could be terrible. That is something I have to consider. I think instead of going with him, though, I am going to go ahead. I do want to keep an eye on him. What's his name again? Clayton? I do want to go ahead and take this guard, projected first and second, so we'll go ahead and grab him. We do need a guard on the team. All right, that quarterback is off the board. There is a top 10 left tackle still available here. I wonder if something was wrong with his scouting report, though I am very interested in taking him because there's not really a ton of other positions that we need, surprisingly enough. So I'm going to go ahead and take best available and grab Norman. Now, the best available actually works here in this case because we do need a backup free safety. Why not pick up, is that Bourgeoisie? I'm just kidding. Burgess? I don't know how you would pronounce that. Let's just say Willie. Let's draft Willie. And we got booed. Yikes. I'm going to continue to draft best available, and let's go with this left outside linebacker. And again, booed. I'm going to assume we have our 7th round pick and not pick a punter yet. Instead, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab another guard. All right, and now with our 7th round pick, we do have a choice between a 6th round punter and an undrafted punter. Punter really doesn't matter that much. I'm going to go ahead and take the Arizona guy. Let's just say we went to some Arizona games and we scouted him. With the draft complete, we are now at another stage of roster management, and for some reason the game is recommending that I cut our free safety, strong safety, and then Joey Porter. Joey Porter I can understand because we did kind of get his replacement, and we'd only take a cap penalty of 1 million. He did just go to the Pro Bowl though. I mean, I feel kind of bad, but I do kind of agree with the game. I think it's the right move to let Joey Porter go and just eat that 1 million cap hit, but these two are not going anywhere. It's time now to sign our draft picks. We have 29 million in cap room after letting Joey Porter go. I don't know how expensive these contracts are gonna be. Oh, really not too much of a cap hit at all. 7-year deal though, I don't know about that. I think we should, wow, I mean that the cap hit does get pretty serious, but I think I'm gonna go down to 5 years. I'm considering even 4. I'm not sure how good this guy's gonna be. I mean, the draft grade was A+, so maybe he's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna go with 4 years though. I don't really just trust the 7-year. Oh, and he's 87 overall. So never mind. We hit on this pick 100%. I have to see what Stone was. 92 speed, 94 acceleration, 75 catching, 80 carrying is low, 95 break tackle. So this guy's a monster. Great pick by me there. What do you mean I didn't want to pick him? I was all in on him 100%. After that, we've got a right guard here, Keith Garcia. I'll go ahead and give him the 3-year deal. 79 overall, that's fine by me. Now we have a left tackle, Dwayne Norman. I'll also go ahead and give him the 3-year deal. 74 overall, not terrible. Next we have Willie B, who will be our backup free safety. I'll go ahead and actually give him a 2-year deal. Don't know how good he'll be. 79, not bad. Didn't the crowd boo this pick? Moving on to Zeke Conley next, left outside linebacker. He can replace Joey Porter as the backup left outside linebacker at a 76 overall, not bad. Next we have Walter Strickland, another guard. We're going to go ahead and give him only a 1-year deal. I think this is our 6th or 7th round pick. 74 overall. I don't think these overalls are bad for where these guys were picked, if I do say so myself. Then lastly, we have Lorenzo Garner, our punter from Arizona. I'm going to just give him a 1-year deal for now. He's a 45 overall. I don't know if I can put a 45 overall on the field, unfortunately. What's his actual kicking stats? Bad. I mean, I don't know if that's 45 overall bad, though. We'll go ahead and let the other team sign their picks, and then I want to go find Stone and maybe also that quarterback. I don't remember what his name is, but I'll find him in a second. While I am looking for that rookie quarterback that I don't remember his name, I also wanted to just go through the quarterbacks and see if any of them ended up anywhere strange in the end. Let's see. Well, there's one. Tony Romo ended up on the Chiefs and not on the Texans. The Colts picked their rookie quarterback of the future, Ricks, 85 overall coming into the league. That's pretty good. Wow, Donovan McNabb is going to be replacing Tony Romo on the Cowboys, and they also picked a rookie. Probably a good choice by them. Carson Palmer is now on the Super Bowl winning Philadelphia Eagles as well. They picked a rookie quarterback, John Mike Jones. What a name. Drew Brees ended up on the Giants. They also picked a rookie quarterback to back him up. The Jaguars snagged a rookie quarterback in Sheldon Dennessy. And there is Craig Clayton. He ended up being an 82 overall. Probably would have been a really good pick by us in the second round to have him back up Peyton Manning and take over in the future, but he goes to the Patriots instead, and his stats are pretty good, not bad, but he won't be seeing the field anytime soon, I'm sure. Eli Manning did in fact end up on Washington. The Saints ended up picking a rookie, Grant Brown, to replace Drew Brees. The Texans went and got a rookie quarterback as well in the draft. The Bengals are replacing Carson Palmer with a rookie, and Andy Dalton will never see the field, I'm sure. The Bills also got a rookie quarterback, so there were a ton of pretty good quarterbacks in this draft. And then Mike Vick, of course, ends up on the Denver Broncos. A rookie they also picked a rookie quarterback for some reason, and Tim Tebow is at the bottom of that depth chart. So that was all the interesting quarterback signings through the draft and free agency. Now we're going to hop back into the second free agency period and just fill in any backup or maybe even starter spots on our roster. So after the second free agent period, we ended up getting just some backups. Pollard for strong safety, a young Brandon Carr for cornerback. We got a real punter, a defensive tackle, a center, Mark Bulger to be our backup quarterback, and then a backup right end in Wynn as well. We are going to have to move some positions around. I think we have 4 right guards and no left guards. But other than that, I think the team is about ready to go. Before we jump into the season, I did say I wanted to see what Stone's overall was. I almost forgot. See if I can find the 49ers. There we go. So Stone ended up being an 85. So he wouldn't have been a bad pick either. He was really good. I think the other guy's name was Waters. There he is, 83. So he wouldn't have been terrible. They were all 3 pretty good running backs. So that's cool there. We are in the preseason now. I'm going to go ahead, simulate it, and then we are going to get into the regular season and see how this team does. I really have no idea. We've kind of completely transformed it, and I just hope no one gets hurt in the preseason. So in the preseason, we end up going 2-2. We can check the stats real quick, even though it really doesn't matter too much. Peyton Manning had a touchdown and a pick. Mark Bulger, 3 interceptions. Yikes. Morris was a beast, 5 touchdowns. Morris also with 13 receptions, so he's really going to kill it this year, I think. There's Hausler looking okay as well. I still don't know what we have with this team. We're going to get into the regular season and sim to the trade deadline and see what our team is looking like. Well, would you look at that? You sign a generational quarterback, one of the best of all time, and you go 4-1 in the first 5 games of the season. Let's go ahead and check the stats. I want to see what's going on and why are we 4-1. We'll take a look at the scores again, and then we will continue on with the rest of the season. Peyton Manning is already up to 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's looking good. Bulger had to play. I don't like that very much. Rushing, Morris is doing okay, 470 yards, only 2 touchdowns. 3.1 per attempt is not great, but I don't know if that's just Madden or if he's not that good yet. He is just a rookie. It looks like 4.1 is the high. Well, no, never mind. So he'll get there. I'm not too concerned yet. Let's take a look at receiving. Larry Fitzgerald, of course, leading the team. Morris getting a bunch of catches as well, though. A lot of catches, actually. Defensively, looking good here. Darnell Dockett with a lot of sacks. Darnell Dockett with 2 interceptions? I'm not sure how I feel about that. Hey, I'm not going to complain. Things are going well. Let's check if we have any injuries. I don't remember how to do that. No injuries. We're all healthy. We're looking good. We're not going to make any trades. We're just going to continue through the rest of the regular season and hope that we can make the playoffs. Well, I am not gonna lie to you, things got a little bit scary. In typical Cardinals fashion, after the bye week, we lost 3 games and then won 2 and then lost and then won another. We end up at 10-6. I don't know if we're in the playoffs. I assume so. We are in the playoffs. We didn't win the division. The Rams actually won the division over us. We were 1 game out from getting the 2nd seed as well and getting a bye week, but hey, we made the playoffs, right? That's all we can ask for. I'm not sure what happened, why we had a fall off. Peyton Manning ending up with 3,600 yards, 23 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Dan Morris seemed to get hurt at some point, but he had great numbers for a rookie season, 11 touchdowns, 1,400 yards. Larry Fitzgerald, 11 touchdowns, over 1,000 receiving yards. Amazing season from him. And then Miller played a lot. I wonder if our other tight end, yeah, Hausler must have, maybe they probably moved the depth chart. I had Hausler starting. I'm guessing he didn't end up starting, which is fine, I guess. But here we are in the wild card playing the Carolina Panthers, who seem to always get in the Cardinals' way in the playoffs. We are going to go ahead and simulate the wild card round, though, and hope that we can survive the Carolina Panthers. So in the wild card round, the Dolphins beat the Jaguars. David Garrard gets some revenge. The Bears beat the Rams in overtime. The Jets destroy the Steelers. And then we survive the Panthers. We beat them 25-10. In the divisional round, it's another team that the Cardinals seem to always play in the playoffs. It's the Packers. And we are going to simulate and hope we can continue our streak. Do you believe in miracles? So in the divisional round, the Broncos continue their winning streak and they defeat the Dolphins 35-11. The Bears defeated the Giants, so they continue on. The Jets beat the Patriots, so there goes Tom Brady, he's out. And then we barely survived the Packers. It looks like we won. Oh, well, the first touchdown of the game was a Patrick Peterson punt return, so that's amazing. Green Bay, it looks like, almost stormed back in the 4th quarter with 21 straight points, but they couldn't do enough. That field goal at the beginning of the 4th quarter kept us alive. And now we have in the conference finals the Jets versus the Broncos and the Bears at the Cardinals. The Philadelphia Eagles are nowhere to be found with Carson Palmer. Let's go ahead and simulate and see if the Cardinals are going to the Super Bowl. So unfortunately, our road ends here. It's going to be the Broncos versus the Bears. We couldn't do enough, even though we really were probably the better team. It would have been cool to see a Cardinals versus Broncos Super Bowl. Looks like Mark Bulger was playing, so Peyton Manning must have got hurt in the game. I mean, that would explain why we lost. Maybe we need to look into getting a better backup quarterback, especially with Peyton Manning's age and everything. He's not injured now, but he must have got injured in the game. And so that is going to end our season. Let's go ahead and see who won the Pro Bowl and then the Super Bowl. And we'll take a look at awards as well. In the Pro Bowl, the AFC defeated the NFC and the Broncos defeated the Bears. So that means, I can't remember if the Broncos won the last Super Bowl, but if they did, that means the Broncos are back-to-back champions. They did not. No, the Broncos lost to the Mike Vick Eagles. And now Mike Vick is on the Broncos and he wins the Super Bowl. So Mike Vick went back-to-back. That's a crazy story for Mike Vick. All right, so before we end off this episode, I do want to take a look at maybe the league leaders in stats and then also the actual yearly awards. So among the quarterbacks, Peyton Manning was actually the best quarterback in terms of yards thrown, which is amazing, basically what happened in real life, even though this is nowhere near 5,000 yards or whatever he had, which was crazy. Most passing touchdowns does go to Jay Cutler, and then Colin Kaepernick did not have a good season. And then Kevin Cole was the starter for the Seahawks. In terms of rushing, Ahmad Bradshaw broke the rushing record by a ton with 2,300 yards, also had 18 touchdowns, so he was insane this year. And then receiving, Santonio Holmes had the most receptions, Mike Wallace on the Steelers with the most yards, and then most touchdowns goes to Roddy White. In terms of the defense, Everson Griffin with the most sacks, and then a couple guys with 6 sacks, few guys actually, or not with sacks, 6 interceptions. So taking a look at the yearly awards, Michael Vick has won MVP again. So he's not only 2-time Super Bowl champion, he's also 2-time MVP, I believe. And then Offensive Player of the Year, of course. I'm surprised Peyton Manning didn't get up here at all. I guess it's only 2 quarterbacks, so. Defensive Player of the Year went to James Harrison on the Steelers. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Dan Morris, our running back. That is awesome. You love to see it. Peyton Manning did end up on 3rd for best quarterback, so behind Tom Brady and Vic. So that's cool. Larry Fitzgerald ended up on the best wide receiver in 4th place. Darnell Dockett ended up in 4th for best defensive lineman. Kerry Rhodes ended up getting 4th on best defensive back. Matt Prater's on the best kickers list. And we don't, unfortunately, get Bruce Arians on the top 5 coaches list. So with that, obviously, the Cardinals season is done. I am going to keep this going. I want to do a few more episodes and a few more seasons to see if I can't get the Cardinals to the Super Bowl and win it like they cannot do in real life. So if you watched all the way to this point, I appreciate you. Thank you. I hope you come back for the next video on this channel, hopefully coming out soon. So make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe because I'll have more rebuilds and franchises and other things coming on this channel, as well as continuing this rebuild. And just thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.